Hi, welcome. Uh, everything's on. Okay, so I'm back home. I've been away at a training in a hotel room and kind of playing some catch up. So thank you for being here for Tarot Combos, where we're back in my little home studio, feeling a little, it's like I push record and then be like, oh wait, is everything on? I think it is. So thank you for being here and feeling pretty good. I just went and got some reflexology. It was like the craziest timing. I like went through some trauma healing training and we use our own nervous systems. So today, it's like yesterday and today, after getting back home, I was just like integrating, like just feeling so tender. And a reflexologist practitioner who I had reached out to, and the timing never worked out for me to finally get in. And so she reached out and said, I had a cancellation. Would you like to come in for a trip? I'm like, yes. And it would, because I have today off to recuperate. And it was just the most beautiful timing. And so I'm feeling very grateful, very nourished and cared for, So let's see what's here with us today. What energies are here? We have the Hierophant. Ding, ding, ding. I love this card. This is the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, challenged by the Three of Cups. Well, immediately what came in about these two cards is, first of all, it's major arcana right at the top, which to me is like a big energy, and that's in the upright. So that's the primary energy we're feeling right now. And that is one of, it could be like seeking counsel, seeking wisdom. And it's like, is it your own? Is it from outside? Like, where are you seeking this wisdom? But it feels like a time in life where it's like seeking direction and maybe trying to find that direction from either your own inner voice, inner wisdom, or from outside. And a lot of times with the Hierophant, it's like a more practical kind of seeking of like, maybe I need to take a class, maybe I need a mentor, maybe I need a coach, maybe it's something I can find online. Like these are like, it feels like more tangible, practical tools, where other cards in tarot about seeking wisdom, like the Hermit, for example, and a whole bunch of others, a lot of them are more about, where's my inner voice? What's it saying? What's my intuition saying? Well, this can be that, but it's more like it can feel pretty practical, like about seeking direction and counsel. So you have these people coming to this person who's like dressed up in sort of like traditional wisdom keepers kind of garb, where it's like could be a religious figure or just somebody who like holds the spiritual keys. So whatever that is for you, it feels like an energy of seeking, right? And then in the challenge area, we have the Three of Cups, which is a beautiful card of like harmonious relationship. But why would it be in the challenge area? Like, what is it about coming into connection with other people in a very authentic way from our heart center? Why would that challenge the wisdom, like the seeking part? It's almost feeling like, are we seeking too much counsel from our sphere of influence? When it's like, no, something's calling you to go big, right? So it's like there's this tension sometimes between like, I need somebody suitable for the task at hand. And maybe my group of people, while I love them dearly and we are great friends and all the things, like I just like the camaraderie is there, like we have harmonious relationship, but that's not where my personal self-growth is going to be nourished. That's that word again, or nurtured rather. That's the right word. So our group of people, it's kind of like, how you are the culminate. Who said this? I don't know. I don't know who says things. I just repeat them. It's terrible. So, like, you are the culmination of the five closest people you spend time with, right? The five people you spend time with the most. That's what I've heard. I've heard it many times. Maybe it's true. And then I think, who are the five people I spend the most time with, you know? So it's like, well, of course, if we are the culmination of the five closest, which could be wonderful, and we have the seeking energy for our own personal growth, like what's going to like propel me to my next level of growth? Well, how could it be the people I'm already the culmination of? It's not the people I'm in harmonious relationship with now. And it's not saying I have to get rid of them or leave them behind, but it's like, it's okay to seek another outside influence. Bring them into that group of five, you know, make them part of it, or just say, this group is for this purpose. I need connection. I need love. I need friendship, whatever that is for you. It could be family, it could be your work peeps, your work family. But it's like, and I need like something outside, something, you know, how it's like something so wildly different to break my mind open. If I just get more of the same, that's wonderful, and I'll just keep being the same me. But it's like, something's calling for like to break to break out and up, you know. So it's like somebody, when I said fit for the challenge, it's like, how are they going to challenge you? Are these people challenging you enough? Apparently not in this reading anyway. So it's like, that's the seeking part. And I feel like, you know, sometimes seeking gets a bad rap, you know, if it just is like you're constantly in seeking mode instead of like allowing time for self-reflection, self-inquiry, integrating lessons. But if you're always like outward, you can't be all one way or another. That's not what this is about either. This is about, yes, this is great, and I'm ready for something wildly different to break me open, to like you know, it's like almost somebody, you know, when you meet people in life that are just like, you know, you see something in them that feels so different, a little intimidating, but like, yes, I want what they have, you know. And you're like, there's this part of us we have to watch out for that's like, but I'm not good enough. Because sometimes the seekers just feel like they put this person on a pedestal, which then keeps our own selves like, I'm not worthy. Don't fall into that trap. This is more about like, yeah, I'm seeking to rise to the challenge. I want somebody to challenge me, but I'm not going to put them on a pedestal. They're human. But I know they've got something that will help break me open, that will help challenge me to expand my mind, to expand my spirit, whatever path you're on, whatever growth you're seeking. So that's what this is about. Where do you feel that in your life? Do you feel like, do you know how sometimes we feel a little stagnant and ho-hum, but we're just waiting for this kind of message to say, yes, you can go find that. It exists. That's what we do for each other. It's like, I was reading about this, like the law of resonance. I'm going to get this wrong too, so just keep that in mind when you hear this. So, but I actually do feel it, and that's what I try to do in my own practice at my job, my work with people, is like, I want to be the clearest vessel I can be, do all the healing I can on myself. And it's a journey, because it does literally raise your frequency. It literally, like when you remove the I was reading, I have it here, I think it's upstairs, a book by Itzhak Bentov, is that his name? And it's called Stalking the Wild Pendulum. Oh man, it's a cool book. Well, it's not even that big, but he's not what's funny is he's not an educated person. But when I ran across him, I think he's got like a 6th grade education. But man, when I didn't know I was going to go here. That's so funny. So Okay, remember, come back to the law of resonance. So when I came across his name, I'm like, he sounds familiar, but I have no idea why. Well, he's an author, so okay, probably heard of him as an author that he, even though I haven't read his books. And then that book was presented on something I was reading, listening to, watching, well, I don't know. And so for some reason, I said, yes, please. And I put it in my Amazon cart because I have a book buying problem. So I said, it'll be okay. One more book, it'll be fine. And so I bought it and I started reading it this weekend. I took it with me on my little training because I like to, when I'm in training, I don't want to take books on that topic. I try to do the opposite. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be immersed in this topic, so let me take something completely different. And so I took that book, and he spends a lot of the upfront time in the book describing these things, and he has his own little sketches. Oh my God, it's the weirdest book. It's from the 70s. I think it was finally published in like 79 or 80. And so it's good, because new stuff is like, yeah, whatever. But if it came out then and it's about this topic, you're like, oh yeah, he was like a pioneer. He was this guy for me. So because I was seeking somebody who could come at this topic from a not new age spiritual like perspective. Nothing wrong with that, but I've already consumed all that and it's not doing it for me, right? So I'm like, we got to come at this a different angle, So I was like, maybe he's the other angle. And man, so he like bridges science and spirituality and like all these like things and experimentation, and he breaks like with real experiments with resonance, and he's describing what waves are, and he's going into quantum mechanics type stuff and quantum physics, and I'm just like, yes, he's weaving together all these things that I think about constantly and in the way that I think about them, but then he's leveling up my thinking by reading his work. And when I talked about, I already think about this stuff, it's like, it makes sense that we like a higher frequency. He's talking about it as like a real thing, a measurable thing, and entrainment. I don't know if he uses that word, but a higher frequency, meaning it's like oscillating higher, faster. And something down here, I guess I can put this here. That's the whole reason I have the overhead camera. There you go. My hands are free. So there's, and then some lower frequency things like, just like whatever, and then I wonder if it's like doing this, and I don't think so. It's like, I'm not good at this. So then this one will naturally start in training to the higher frequency. Sorry, I'm so sorry. So anyway, the higher, it's not that this one pulls this one down to that level. No, it's always the opposite. Will like entrain the lower frequency, slower, went to the higher, faster. And so to me, that's what I've always thought about energy work, is the clearer I can be as an energy worker, meaning my energy, as much as I can get it like pure, clear, harmonious, like, high, then, and it's not woo woo. This is like measurable stuff. Like it's hertz, HZ hertz. I mean, like it's higher, faster. That means there's less resistance in the system. That means all the others that I come into contact with, I don't have to do anything except be in the presence of people, and hopefully they would start rising. And just like I want to be in the presence of people who will help me rise in frequency. Does that make sense? So anyway, that's why I think like, man, I'm just on this mission to remove as much resistance from my system as possible, because then just being in the presence of people, we can make each other feel good if we're doing our work on ourselves, right? To remove our own resistance, to get our, So Where was I going with this? I think that's all that that's what was fascinating to me about reading his work. I'm like, yeah, dude, I already think about this stuff. And he was explaining it to me in a very measurable, scientifically explored and discovered kind of way. And I was like, yeah, it's not new agey. It's freaking tangible. So where are we going with this? So anyway, I guess that was a little side quest to say like, however you think about this stuff, whether it's just like, I need a new friend group because these people are great at this frequency, but something in me doesn't just want to be down here anymore because we're keeping each other at this level. No one's up here helping us rise. So if I can be this person for my people, I want to do that. And in order to do that, I need to find somebody there to help me and train me up to that level. Because that's what we do for each other. So how do you feel about that? And I feel like, talk about permission slips. Like, can we give each other the permission that says, don't feel bad about branching out, about seeking that, and honestly being forthright about it. Maybe our friends want the wake up call to say, yeah, I know it's like my comfort zone. I'm glad you told me, like, let's do that together. Maybe it's a motivator because you know how you get together, like certain groups of people you see, and they just sort of like commiserate and just sort of like, that's just what they do. And some of them, that's okay. They want that. That's a comfort. It's a source of comfort, right? It's a source of like camaraderie, but commiseration. And it's like, I think we're being called beyond that nowadays. It's like when we see that, when somebody in our loved friend group, it's all about love, right? It's like, no shame. That's just what happens. We're just down here. No one has helped us rise. Can we be that for the people around us? Yes. Can we go seek that for ourselves? Yes. Can we then bring that back to these people? Yes. What is this bringing up for you? Where are you in this equation? Do you want that for yourself? Do you want it for your loved ones? Are you already that for your people? What wisdom do you have to share? How are you trying to entrain others up to where you're vibrating? What types of things are you doing with them? I'm curious. You just hang out and drink tea. That's wonderful. But what else? Okay, bye.